Hey everyone, Dan at Ochiko Bushcraft. Welcome to part 2 of rural survival. Okay, I'm out hunting. And if you haven't watched part 1, please do so you know exactly what we're doing here and what's going on. It's early in the morning. The sun is coming up and beginning to light up the distant hillside. I've left the main road and I've walked up an old logging road. Probably one of the most common things that hunters do here in the Ochiko Mountains. We have hundreds of miles of old logging roads that are blocked off. So there's a main highway, maybe 3/4 of a mile below me. This is an old logging road. I've walked up the old logging road. I'm looking for deer, and it's quiet. The sun is just now coming up, and everything's good because I'm on an old logging road, and I can see where I'm going. And I know I can turn around and follow this road right back to where my vehicle is parked. But here's the problem. Most hunters don't do that. They won't turn around and go back the same path. They're going to make a circle. They're going to get up here and think, okay, I'll just make a circle around and come back. Or they actually see a deer or fresh deer tracks. So let's turn around here. Okay, here we go. See the old road in front of me? We're hunting. I'm keeping my eyes open, walking slowly up the road, looking off to the right and the left, in case I would happen to see a deer. Here's a saddle. There's actually a deer trail down here. I know from having been in this area before many times. There's actually a deer trail that comes where the deer come up out of the valley, go across this saddle, and down into the next valley. So here we go. We're the hunter. And the road goes down this way, but guess what? I either saw fresh deer tracks, maybe some deer scat, or I actually saw a deer up here, maybe even took a shot at it. So I'm leaving the road. There's the road going that way. There's the road going this way. Hey, I got it in my mind that I can go out here for a short walk and not get lost. But as I said in the first video, that's where it all starts. You think all you need to do is go out and make a circle and you'll be right back, and you never make it back. So step number 1, I'm leaving the road right here behind me because for whatever reason, I've decided I need to go out here away from the road. Stop. Okay? It's only going to take a minute. You don't need to take off running. Believe me, if the deer saw you, it's long gone anyway. So running through the woods, making a whole bunch of noise, ain't going to help you catch up to the deer. Take your pack off. Get out your orange flagging tape. Actually, we'll go even higher. Okay. Only took me a few seconds, and I'm ready to go. Now, just leave that orange flagging tape out. I put it back away for myself, but leave that orange flagging tape out. Carry it in your hand while you're walking, or put it in your pocket. And as I walk out here, when I get to a point, I've decided, oh, here's those fresh deer tracks. Here's that fresh trail, or that's where I saw that deer go. He went down this hill. So as I turn and head down this hill, right here on this corner, I'm losing sight of the orange ribbon that's behind me. It's right back there, but as soon as I get past this tree, I can't see it. Stop. Tie off another one. I got a straight shot to the bottom of this hill. When I get to the bottom and I start to lose sight of this one, tie off another one. One of two things. Hopefully I can turn back around, follow my orange flaggings right back, untie them as you go. And if not, you've left some markers and some sign. Search and rescue knows that you're in this area. They see that orange flagging. You've given them a trail to help find you. All right. So, for whatever reason, you didn't put up your orange flagging tape, or you lost sight of the last one, whatever the reason, you suddenly realize you've gone too far and you're lost. Don't do this. Oh, I'm lost. Oh boy. Oh, which way is the truck? Which way is the truck? I can't remember. Where's the truck? I don't know. I don't know where I am. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Stop. Just stop. Realize your situation. Take a breath. Well, I screwed up. I don't know which way to go back to the vehicle. I'm completely turned around. I've lost my way. Stop. Running up and down this hillside. Getting yourself worse lost. Dehydrating yourself, overheating, getting sweaty, getting in a panic, getting your heart racing so you have a heart attack. And it happens. Every year people come out here and have heart attacks. Don't do any of it. Just stop. Take a breath. We got something we need to do. Okay. I've read a lot of wilderness survival books that are written by people who don't have a clue, because they say, in a survival situation, when you're lost, the first thing you need to do is sit down. No. There's a big problem with that. If it is a warm, sunny day and the temperature of the ground or the log or the rock that you're going to sit on is warm, fine. This is hunting season. It's 32 degrees out here, and it's going to get colder. The rain is coming, the snow is coming. If you sit down on something that is cold or something that is cold and wet, you are inviting hypothermia. The second your body touches that cold surface, it's going to suck the heat out of you, and literally it's going to start killing you. So stop. Take a breath. Admit your situation. Even if you need to say, you know what, you dummy, you screwed up now. Okay, fine. Get that out of the way, get it over with. We have a job to do. The job is make a place to sit. Then sit. So job number one, make a place to sit. Okay? I don't want to wander off any farther than I have to make a place to sit. But right now, as you just saw, there's an open hillside right there with absolutely no debris or anything. 15 feet back this way is some trees and a bunch of pine needles and things. So we're going to walk over there. Let me pause you just a second. All right, let me turn you around. Let's take a quick survey of our situation. I finally Took that moment and I stopped and I took a breath and I realized I'm lost. Well, right here on this open hillside where I was following that deer trail, which goes right down this draw, there's not a place to sit, and it's cold. So if I sit on this ground or this stump over there, my body heat's going to instantly go. So we have a job, we have a task. That's a good thing, because for at least a few minutes, our mind is going to have to focus on the task, and that will help our heart rate slow, our panic mode to calm down. All right, let's assess. Okay, we got a group of trees over here, and I see a lot of pine needles. All right, I got a place to sit. Pause you guys a second. All right, this will work. I got some overhead cover, and if it would happen to be sprinkling right now, raining or something, there's some branches right here. I can throw that that emergency blanket over the top of my head. Let's get rid of the pack. Okay. I told you in the going over the gear to have leather gloves. I got a task to do. I know I'm lost. I know things suck. But I got to have a place to sit. So here we go. Doesn't have to be comfortable or any other thing. Is just get insulated off that cold ground. Okay, if you watch that in just a minute or two, I've got a layer, let's see, of pine needles about that thick underneath me. It's about 1.5 feet thick. I've been sitting here a minute or two before I turn the camera back on, and I can tell you I feel none of the cold from the ground. My rear end is comfortable, and the cold isn't getting to me. So this was priority number 1, to sit down and assess the situation, see what's going on. But again, as so many of the survival books wrongly tell you, you don't just sit down on cold ground, a cold log, a cold rock. You make a place to sit. I had a task to do. While I was doing that task, my mind was focused on the task. Panic mode just kind of went away. It may come back. Do your best. Stay calm. You got your pack with you, right? All of those items, or at least most of them that I said you should have in the first video, you've got. Calm down. I got some protection overhead. I'm leaning up against this tree. Everything's cool. I've got water. I've got food. I've got a way to start a fire, and I'm surrounded by dry dead wood right now. I've got a great place to make a shelter. This big open area that you saw me in when I was doing my little panic dance is a fantastic place to put out signals. Take long sticks, use your saw or your knife to put a point on them, shoving them in the ground, and tie orange streamers to them. Tie orange streamers to the trees all around this meadow. Take my orange survival blanket that I don't need right now and set it out here on the ground, or tie it up between some trees. Do everything you can. If you hear a plane or something, you can start flashing your signal mirror. If you hear other hunters or a vehicle or anything in the area, start blowing the whistle. Just stay calm. Time might pass really, really slow, but again, calm down and start working to get yourself rescued, to get yourself found. Now, at some point, you may have to make a decision. This is going to be a tough one because I can't be there, or a survival expert can't be there with you to say this is the best choice. Some things to consider. You ran out of water, and you know that at the bottom of this draw is a creek. You have no idea, where you're at, or where the road is or your vehicle is, but you know that there's a water source. If you're sure you can get to that water source, you may have to go to it. Use your orange flagging tape during your walk in case you don't find that water. There's no sense in getting lost all over again. Use your orange flagging tape so you can get back to where you were. And maybe you need a fire. Right here in this immediate spot, maybe there's not any dry wood, but I can see, and you should here in the Ochocos be able, within just seeing distance of where you're at, look in any direction and find a place where there's a lot of dry dead wood. There's only 25 yards between me and a whole pile of dead brush, dead trees, and even a bunch of fat wood. So I have no reason whatsoever to leave here. I got food, I got water, I've got fire, and this open area, I can put up smoke. Again, my orange signals. If it's night, I can go out in that open area and flash the lights. I got everything I need right here to get rescued. In the Ochocos, you're pretty much in one of two areas. You're in an area where there's a lot of pine, so I used pine needles under me, or you're in an area where there's fir. Best thing to do, if you get up in the fir, grab your saw and just start sawing off a bunch of boughs off the fir trees and make you a big pile of fir boughs to sit on. So there it is. We're lost. We did the first thing we needed to do, the first task. We made a place to sit. Now I'm going to assess everything. Take a cold drink of water. Open up your pack. Distract yourself for a few minutes. Okay, I've got my orange flagging tape and my orange paracord. I'll set that aside so I can make a whole bunch of signals in the area. I've got my food. I'm going to set that here. I might have a snack pretty soon. Got my fire making stuff. Got my lights and my other goodies in here. I threw my extra shirt and my extra gloves in here. If you took them off, I'm good. I'm good. So let's start doing something. Let's start putting up the orange tape, the orange flags, setting out the orange blanket. Let's go over here and gather up a big pile of firewood, stack it up here next to me. Let's make a little place to have a fire. If you're able now, fire season, you're going to have to really, really consider that, because if it gets away from you, you could end up burning yourself up and the whole forest and other people. So we're about to lose fire season to the rain and the snow. Then it ain't going to matter. But don't go trying to build a big rescue bonfire in the middle of fire season and then end up having to try to outrun a wildfire. So this is part 2 of rural survival, getting lost. Part 3 will come back. Maybe we'll assess our shelter needs. We're going to work through this in a series. We're going to do a shelter. We're going to do fire. We may end up doing other aspects of survival along the way using absolute most basic tools and most basic skills that everybody without any training should be able to do to stay alive and to help get themselves rescued. Dan at Ochko Bushcraft, thanks for watching.